We're live here. Fantastic. Bear with me, guys. I've been having some problems, but they're all going to be good now. Yes, excellent. So we're live. Welcome everyone to Biz with Liz today. And today I want to talk about burnout and creating a business that you truly, truly love. And really a little bit about leveraging your time and how you can do that. Okay. So let me start off with kind of just this kind of keeping it real thing. So there was a really interesting thread in Facebook the other day that I was involved in, and it was the person that had done it, absolute genius. I'm afraid I can't remember what group it was in right now, but she was saying about she's really fed up as her clients, and it just really echoed to me because I'm feeling the same at the moment. Really fed up about all these people, and I've said this before, people out there going, yes, make 6-7 figures, it's all like they're judged on their success by the amount of money they make, which obviously there's a correlation, there has to be, because the more successful you are, the more money you're going to make. But I think most of us, all of us, I think, go into coaching, or hope we do, because we have a love for helping people. And when we get kind of sidetracked by all that marketing out there, because we have to market ourselves and we need to know what's going on and we need to be out there and doing what everyone else is doing, and all this talk about being a 6-figure coach, a 7-figure coach, having this amazing lifestyle, everyone's got the lifestyle pictures now, haven't they, of them in some city centre somewhere looking amazing, drinking champagne in some country club, and it creates this sometimes illusion, frankly, of this amazing lifestyle they have that just is like basically a rock star lifestyle, like a celebrity lifestyle, jumping on planes, going on holiday, driving flash cars. And I'm not saying that they hire those specifically for those photo shoots, but actually a lot of them do. There was one lady I'm following, and I did her 30-day sort of fitness and eating challenge, and I know she'd hired a kitchen to present it because I'd seen the same kitchen on someone else's video. It was exactly the same, and it's a beautiful kitchen, and there's not a reason for her not to do it. But I think the kitchen designers need to be a little bit more careful. So welcome, Bonnie, you are here. Sorry, my top's irritating me. Bonnie is here. Let me just check my Facebook page. Let's see who's here. Oh, we've got some hearts going. Fabulous. It's not showing me who's here. So maybe just if a couple of people could write a comment, then I can see who is here. Strange. Can't see anything. What's going on? Where are you all? I know you're there because I can see the eyes, but I can't see your comments. So just keep posting. If I can't see them the whole way through, I'll obviously come back into them. Invite friends, no. I don't know what's going on, guys, but let's just keep going for it because as I said, if you have got any questions or any comments, I will see them afterwards. I will join in on your comments. Yay, I can see the thumbs up and the hearts. Here they are. Brilliant. They're coming through now. Fab. So tell me, guys, what pisses you off about the coaching industry? Let's just be really negative here at the moment. What pisses you off about the things that you see out there? Krish says, I get such adrenaline from knowing I'm genuinely helping people. Absolutely. It's so cool, isn't it? The money coming into my bank account, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not the reason why I do it. I need to make a living. Of course, I can't do this for free. But, if I lose a client, it hurts me because I know that I'm not making a difference to them in terms of everything I can give them. It's not because I'm getting however much money less in my bank account every month. So, that is what upsets me, really. But that's few and far between, thankfully. And there's just so many other things to be grateful for, isn't there, when you have when you're able to do this kind of work. So I'm having to jump between groups, but we're good. All the comments are coming up now, so that's great. So so tell me, what annoys you about the coaching industry? So this whole like level 10 lifestyle, I strive for my level 10 lifestyle, but my level 10 lifestyle is not jetting around on planes and doing fancy in your face things. Don't get me wrong. I've just come back from a weekend in Ibiza with one of my best friends, and we were lucky enough to be able to charter a super yacht for a day. There was quite a few of us, but it was just amazing. But doing that every day doesn't worry me in the slightest. I like my home, I like all that stuff. So people who don't deliver what they promise, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Nadine, absolutely. But I'm thinking more of the marketing and more of the stuff that's out there in your face, because I think it can make you, especially when you're starting out as a coach. For me, when I did hit 6 figures, it was such a relief. Just because I was like, oh, thankfully I can stop worrying about that now. It wasn't like, wow, look at me, I'm so great, I've hit 6 figures. I mention it because I think actually that number isn't important unless it's important to you. It was important to me, and I did get a bit too obsessed with it because of exactly what I'm talking about, the marketing out there, all the in your face stuff, and you end up feeling like, well, I'm in the same space as them, so I should be doing what they're doing. And it's a bit like trying but failing to be in with the cool kids at school. And I was never in with the cool gang. I wasn't in the really cool gang or the really highly intelligent but cool gang either. I was kind of in the middle somewhere, and it puts me back. And I wasn't massively bothered about that because I had good friends, but you know how the cool people make you feel. They make you feel a bit shit about yourself. And I think it's almost gone too far, and all this marketing hype is just getting a bit damaging because it's making people feel shit. And if people feel shit, excuse my language, hope this live stream doesn't get knocked off for any reason. For that reason, swearing, I apologise. But if it makes people feel like that, they often get into a very vulnerable state. And then they're more likely to say, oh, I really need this person because I want to be in their cool gang. Basically, they might not be actually thinking that, but subconsciously it's like, oh, I can pay to be in that person's cool gang. Imagine if at school you could pay to be in the cool gang. The cool gang would have made loads and loads of money. So it's a very similar thing. And I hadn't prepared talking about this in this way, but that's what it's like, isn't it? So I've got a new marketing angle now, which I'm enjoying. So and I think that's why I attract clients. I was saying this on a group call the other day, that haven't got massive egos, that aren't that needy, have to be out there shouting about themselves. And I'm more like pushing them up and encouraging them to do that in order to attract attention to them, in order to get clients, not just to say, yay, look at me, I'm so fabulous. And Nadine says, I need to remember I'm unique, and what I offer and the way I offer it is special to me, must not compare myself to others. Absolutely. And this is often a forgotten part of coaching. We often say you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to stand out. And you think standing out is being loud or raucous or different, but actually being calm and being grounded and being caring and loving and not being in your face is that's what will make you stand out. That's what will make your clients, the right clients, come to you. And just like with the cool gang, yes, the majority of people will go to those cool people, but that's okay, because there's still a lot of people. I was in the middle gang and I still had lots of friends. So, and very, very close friends. That's the key thing, I think. I didn't have loads of friends. The friends I did have were very, very good friends. And it's the same with our clients, isn't it? We don't want loads of clients that are actually like a bit too much for us and we don't feel authentic with. We want the right clients, the right number of clients, and it's quality sometimes, not quantity. If you're charging the right amount, of course you want numbers coming through, but having loads and loads of people through isn't necessarily the right thing. Obviously, as I said, we do want lots of people coming through, but we want the right caliber and the right quality. So Krish says, creating pressure because the marketing makes it seem like that's what every coach is earning. So you feel like you're failing completely. Absolutely. And then she says, you're saying what I want to say quicker than I can type. Exactly. Yeah, I'm totally with you, Krish. Absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there because I think the more us slightly quieter, more introverted people can kind of come together and stick together and say, actually, it's fine to be like this, and we will attract the right clients. And we don't have to be that big, hey, look at me type of person. Then that we will do amazingly because that's the right person for us. And if we feel aligned and authentic, everything is going to start flowing and it's going to be great. Okay, so and don't forget as well, those people rushing around in their private jets doing all these events. Let me just move my microphone because it's dragging down. Doing all these events, a lot of them are burnt out, which is the next thing I want to talk about. A lot of them are working so hard and they say they have this wonderful lifestyle, but it's all connected to their work because yes, they are flying to fancy countries and flying first class because they're going to do events, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, or they're attending that mastermind and that mastermind because they're in so many, because they have to be like constantly fed because they're some of them are a bit needy. So, and I am generalising there, by the way. I have to caveat that. But so again, don't get sucked into that and actually think, okay, what is it that I want out of life? So a lot of those people haven't got time to enjoy their families. And okay, yeah, I've retired my husband, but now my husband's looking after the kids. So he's basically a house husband, which is if that's what he wants, then fantastic. Personally, I don't know that many husbands that just want to be a house husband. I think it would drive them round the bend as it would drive me round the bend, being a full-time homemaker, mother, whatever you like to call it. But, you know, it's not always a good thing, is it? Oh, yes, we can go on lovely holidays. Yes, but how many? Because actually you can't take any time off work. And if you're lying on a beach in Barbados looking at your laptop, is that a work-life balance? Is that having, you know, this amazing business? Not for me, it's not. But that is personal to everyone. So absolutely, just what I'm getting at is you've got to have a vision for your business and your life. And because the two are so interconnected, aren't they? Especially when we have a business, not just a job. So what I would really encourage you to do is say, okay, that's what my business wants. That's what I want my business to be like, and that's what I want my life to be like. So at one point I was saying I want to do events and I want to do this and I want to do that. And then I was like, okay, but I also really want to be able to attend the kids' matches and you know, sports matches. I want to be able to pick them up from school every day. Actually, that model doesn't fit what I'm doing. So I didn't do it for a while. Now I've looked at it again and I'm like, actually, I still have this real desire to do more events. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And now my children are a little bit older and we have a more solid support network and they're more settled at school. Although there's more matches as they get older, which is, you know, a bit of a juggling act. But now I've got the ability to actually say, no, I am going to do that. Because, you know, we've got things set up to allow me to be able to do that. And now is the time. Whereas if I did that at the beginning, probably wouldn't have worked anyway because I wasn't known at all. And actually, I would have been really, really torn and guilt-ridden the whole time. So really look at your vision for your business, but also for your life. Do you want to do that fancy thing? And if you do, that's absolutely fine. And I don't have anything against that as long as it's right for you and you're not doing it just because you think you should and just because you think you need to join the cool gang, because you don't. It's quite fun here in the middle. And being here in the middle doesn't mean to say you can't have that income, but actually if we're not defined by our income, and income isn't just purely a measure of success, actually the transformation we provide with people, the kick that we get from helping people, if that is what is important, the money will come with it. But if you're leading with the money, the rest is much harder to come because it just doesn't align. Money is energy and it's an exchange, but it has to have purpose and passion behind it. And if you're just being going for the money, the rest isn't going to happen as beautifully as it could do. You've got to lead with your passion and purpose, and that's why it's so important to have this vision. Okay. An amazing business is striking the balance between family, me, and my business. Absolutely. Things change and what we want evolve over time. Loving these comments. They really do change, and that's fine. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Love that, Bonnie. Oh, I haven't heard that one before. It's so cool. I love it. Fab. Okay, so in terms of getting burnt out, I had when we were away on this weekend, I'll be really honest, I had a little bit of a wobble when we were coming home. It's probably because I was very, very tired because we'd had lots of late nights. But someone said, oh, what have you got planned for next week? Have you got a busy week with your business? And I just kind of almost burst into tears. And they were like, oh my God, what's wrong? And everyone else was like, oh, what's happening to Liz? I was like, it's fine. I've just got a lot on. I've got a lot to do. Kids have only just gone back to school. They were back 2 days last week, and then I was away again. And I've just got a lot to do. And I just felt overwhelmed by it. And my beautiful, gorgeous friend, who I hope she listens to this actually, she just said, I feel sometimes because I don't get enough done that I'm lazy. And actually, she said, you're not lazy. You're just sometimes disorganized. And she said, not being rude, but sometimes you are. Like packing for Ibiza, I did it the morning of. And I can just about keep my business organized, but then other stuff in my life goes, is a bit hit and miss. So it really struck a chord with me, and I thought, you're so right. And actually for a while, because I've not been in my usual routine, I haven't been following the rules that I set for myself and my clients. And I haven't been setting them for myself recently. So organization is so important, like having a to-do list, but it's very important not to have a massive to-do list with everything on it. Yes, have that, but don't be looking at it all the time, because what you'll end up doing is scanning through and think, gosh, I've got so much to do. How am I ever going to do this? I say this so many times, pick 3 things for the week to focus on, and then break that down so you've got 3 things a day. And obviously you're going to do more than 3 things a day. If you've got an admin day, you're going to do probably 50, maybe. Hopefully you're not that busy, but possibly. But it is all about planning. So you might have more than 3. I'd really recommend the 3 rule, but it doesn't always work. It's not always practical. But do write down the night before, or when you finish work for the day, which hopefully isn't at 11 o'clock at night, write down what you have to achieve that next day, what you absolutely must get done. And if it's achievable, then you might just have and if I have time, then I'll do this. And also what I started to do this week to kind of boost my confidence and boost my sort of achievement valve, whatever you like to call it. I also wrote down absolutely everything else I did, just on a little list. So like get the kids to school, tidy up the house, sweep the floor, put the washing on, put the drying on. And I tell you, this list is so big because there's so many things we do which we don't even think of. It doesn't even register that we do them, but they all take time. So actually, when you look at your day and you see what you accomplish, be it work, be it family, be it yourself, exercise, health, going to get the shopping, filling up the car with petrol, they're all achievements. And if you're having a dip, just write everything down, because you will be amazed at how much you are doing every day. And also, if you haven't got a lot of things written down, then you need to pick up the pace a bit. You need to say, okay, what am I doing that isn't a good use of my time? Why aren't I focused? I kind of like those days when I just sort of float around and think, I'll do this and I'll do this, but I don't get much done and I don't achieve much. And having a really structured list, you feel so great when you've achieved it, and it's like, bang, now I can switch off. I feel great. I can reward myself by something fun. I'm not like sitting with the kids with half an ear on them and thinking, oh, I didn't get that done. I'm fully focused and present because I've got all the stuff done that I needed to. So give me some comments, guys. Tell me if this is helping and making sense. There's another really important thing that I want to share with you about knowing when to stop with things. So I'm just looking to see if there's more comments. So I know that in this tribe we have some real perfectionists. And yay, show me some love. Thank you, guys. And perfectionism does have its plus points. You know, in the right business or the right job, we want to have perfectionists. You know, engineering, if you're looking after the space shuttle, we want you to be a bit of a perfectionist and not to say, no, that'll be all right. Let's hope, because obviously people's lives depend on it. But when it's something that's just going out there, especially when you're starting off, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours on things. Most things will be good enough, and everything you can always come back to. But sometimes you just need to make that first step and get it done and get it out there. Because I know a lot of the time, otherwise we're staying behind our computers, we're strategizing, we're planning, we're creating content, but we're not actually getting it out there. So what I really want you to do is just know that actually sometimes things are good enough and you don't need to do them again and again and again. And actually one of the best things to do is just leave something, know it's good enough, even if you've got to get it sent out, and then come back to it like a week or 2 weeks later. Now, I did this with a client recently. Christia's loving this. And some of you will know who this is. Some of you won't, and that's okay. But we had a proposal that we went through, and I think we both looked at it too much, and there was time limits and so on and so forth. Coming back to it about a week or 2 weeks later with fresh eyes, we just like brought it to life and improved it so much. And I don't think that would have happened had we have not left it and said, it's good enough to go, this is okay. And yes, it was a proposal that went to a client, but actually it was a good way in the end of reconnecting with that client, because it's a good way of saying, you know, have you managed to look at it? Have you done this? Have you done that? And say, well, you know, where are you at with it? Okay, you haven't presented it to the board yet or to HR, but you have presented it to that person. What questions do you have about it? Well, let me simplify it for you. And then just send the simplified version to them with some different language, or use that language that you've used for that proposal that you can use again for others in an email or in a covering letter, or just when you speak, when you present. So, you know, you haven't kind of, no, it's never too late is basically what I'm saying. Cool. Bonnie says she's going to the library tomorrow, working solidly for 2.5 hours on several things. I've already written a to-do list for what I need to do. That's fabulous. And you know what, guys? Libraries are really underrated. I think they're such good places to work because so often you see people working in coffee shops, and coffee shops are quite loud. I know when people are on calls and they're in a coffee shop, it's quite hard to hear them usually. Lots of clashing and banging. Quite often you'll see friends and or maybe family, maybe not, friends come in and they want to chat to you. Yeah, it's a nice vibe and you feel busy, but it's also very distracting. Whereas a library is extremely quiet. They'll have the, the good internet connection because they're geared up for that. You can use their facilities. You can usually use their internets and computers if you don't have your own. I'm sure most libraries would be very happy for you to come in and just sit there, and you might have to get a book out while you're there or something so they don't get too upset. But lots of libraries nowadays have little hubs that you can use because they want to encourage this kind of community. There's a library near me, or a kind of business centre. It's kind of turned into a business centre really, sort of attached to the library, and actually it's got a communal area where you can have coffee and you can have breaks, and the likelihood is that you're going to meet another entrepreneur there, another business owner, which could turn into something magical. In a coffee shop, yeah, networking opportunities maybe, but limited. And I'd love to see a study done in terms of productivity, in terms of library versus coffee shop. That would be really interesting. Focus versus distraction. So, so find out what works with you. One of the things I realised when I was on holiday throughout the summer, quite a lot, when I came back, and we holidayed with a lot of people, as I'm sure most of you know, because I go on about it all the time. But holidaying with a lot of people is fantastic, and I love it. I love to be around people. What I realised was when I came back in my house, and I had my intense periods of work, which I did do, just not that much, I realised actually how almost lonely I felt, because although I was talking to clients and having that interaction, in terms of physical people, it went from loads to almost nothing. And I guess I notice it less during term time because I've got mums at school gates, people at exercise classes, and it's more the norm. But the contrast was so big, it was quite shocking, and it did make me feel a little bit sort of low. So factor that in when you're thinking about your vision. This is one of the reasons why I want to do more events, because I love working with groups of people. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, I love the one-to-one too. I love the groups, but I also love, whether it's group or individual, that face-to-face. I'm doing a VIP day on Friday, and I can't wait, because I know it's just having someone like face-to-face. You can just get online is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it just lifts a little bit of a perceived barrier, and there probably isn't a barrier, but it just feels different. Just that, we are human beings, we need that physical connection, and so yeah. So think about that when you're looking at your vision. Now, guys, I want to be able to answer your questions. So I've got quite a few questions, and I think I've covered them in what I've said. But is there anything else that you need help on right now that you would like to know more about? Oh, Louise is here. Hi, Louise. This is my weekly Biz with Liz session. Lovely to have you here. And I'm going away with Louise in a couple of weeks, so I can't wait. I've just been talking about my holiday, Louise, to Ibiza, and how, as human beings, we really crave that connection, which is why it's so fantastic that I'm going away with you. So I can't see any other questions coming up. Yeah. Tell me, has this been useful? What was your biggest sort of light bulb moment, or moment of reassurance, or when you just felt, that I feel kind of cared for and like someone gets me? I hope that's how you feel. I really do. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about things that are coming up. So for those of you, I know I've got some clients on live watching me now, and some people that aren't clients. But if you want to talk to me about potentially working together, then just PM me. I run, I don't normally talk about this, but I will do, because we're good on time. So I run I have 3 programs. I'm taking less and less private clients, because much as I love them, they take up obviously an awful lot of my time. I have a mastermind, which is a deep dive 1-year program with a personal element, and that is for that. Both my programs are for new and struggling entrepreneurs. So if you're just starting out and you want to do things right, or if you're just starting out and you haven't got a clue what to do, if you've already started but things aren't working out and you want some support and you want some love and you want to be in a community, especially if you've got that online business, we have an amazing community in our Facebook group, our client-only Facebook group, and I can't wait till we all get together and meet in November when my event is. But so going back to my programs, mastermind, and then I have a kind of not a mini version of that, but an academy, which is group only, but still a lot of coaching, because we've got live calls and you can be coached live one-to-one on the calls. It's just in a group environment. So those are my 2 main offerings. Now, I've just very recently decided I'm going to run another course in probably early in January or the end of the year, and it's going to be, I do a lot of work on mindset, and it's going to be mindset focused. I haven't come up with a name yet. This is all really, really early stuff, but if you want to find out more or get your name on that list, then let me know. And I've also got some I'm telling you too much now. I'm doing what I tell everyone not to, and going to overwhelm you with everything that's coming up. But those are my programs. So if you want to talk about working together, then you can do that. If you want to just get to know me a bit more and experience the way I coach, the Biz with Liz sessions every week that I run are very informal. They're just me chatting and going all over the place because I try and cover so many things that people have bought me during the week. But I'm doing a mini sales program in a few weeks, and that will be like just a taster in terms of, okay, do I have a problem with sales? Actually, are there blocks to me being successful in sales? And if there are, I'm going to help you address them. And then that will lead into a slightly heavier Overcoming Sales Objections with Ease course, which is going to really help you focus in on when you're selling and you get sales objections. Is going to really help you to be prepared for them, to not let your mind go, oh my goodness, they've said they've got no money, so that's it. It's very often not the money that people don't want to coach with you. That's very often not the reason why. So I'm going to help you with all of that, or they might have a time objection. That's actually a really easy one to overcome. Going to show you how. And then if you want more on sales, we're going to launch into our 7 steps to sales success, which is basically a mini coaching program in one. And then that will lead to my event, which I'll tell you more about next week. So if you want any more information on that, there's lots of stuff happening, lots of stuff to keep track on. But just reach out to me and I can tell you more, and I'd love to have a chat with you. So lots of love to you all, and yeah, just be awesome and keep doing what you're good at doing. And Nadine says, is Biz with Liz changing to Thursday or is it going back to Wednesday? I keep getting confused. Yeah, do you know what, Nadine, I'm absolutely I don't know what day to do them, so you guys just post below and tell me which day is better. It's moved around a bit with other calls, and yesterday I was I had my daughter off sick, so I had to cancel it, and it would have been yesterday otherwise. So it will probably stick to a Wednesday now, especially because our academy calls are on a Monday generally. So yeah, just let me know. Oh, you like Thursday? I quite like Thursday. Maybe we'll stick to Thursday. Let me know. Everyone here, just post. Just tell me what day is best, and I'll let you know. And I might do an odd evening one, because I'll see how it goes. Some people might just find that better. Thursday at 1 is better for me. Cool, that's good to know. So Thursday, looks like Thursday would be good. Bonnie says, I've seen your expert interviews with several people recently. How are you getting booked with these? To be honest, Bonnie, that is through oh, I've just seen your other comment. Excellent, you're so keen. What airport do I need to fly into your event in November? Probably Heathrow, but Luton would also, yeah, Heathrow would be the best one, Bonnie. The dates are the 30th of November and the 1st of December, okay? And I've made the decision to open them up to both days up to both sets of clients. So it's exciting. We're going to be masterminding together for 2 whole days. I'm so excited. So let's go back to your, and I can see the thumbs up and the love on that one. Good. Let's go back to your comment, Bonnie, which I didn't answer. My expert interviews. So to be honest, Bonnie, most of those are through doing my own summit. And considering my last summit was was a year ago. I'm pretty sure it was a year ago. It was a year ago. And I haven't done anything since then in terms of summits. It's just from them. If you get on a summit and you interview other people, they'll usually have them back on their summit. Have you back on their summit. And the other thing is, like, if you're on someone's summit, then people look and see, oh, that person's done that summit, they had that speaker, great, I'm going to ask her. It's also just through a network. So it's not just about doing the interview, it's about being a great person to interview, going the extra mile in your interview, giving a great gift, promising to do some promotion around it. And if you're good and fun to work with, and ideally you get them opt-ins, then they'll ask you back. Then they'll put the word out. So they'll have friends that are doing summits, because people doing summits tend to hang out with other people that are doing summits. They'll say, oh, I interviewed Liz, she was great, loved interviewing her. And people do say to me, and I'm sure they say this to many people, but they often say, you know, that was so much fun. That was one of the best interviews I've had. You know, I always have fun with them. I'm always very, some people I've interviewed are quite stiff and quite hard to sort of get under, and it's like, just bring some personality to it. And again, going back to that Cool Gang thing, I'm just myself, and I think because I love being interviewed, I am a bit more bubbly than maybe I might be at other times, and so people like it. It's not the only way to get clients. It's a nice addition. I have got clients off of other people's summits, but I couldn't run my whole business like that unless I was doing summits all the time, and they would have to be the right ones. And you know, you do get summit junkies, and you just think, oh, you know, people that watch summits, they usually watch many summits, and if they've watched the same person many times, they're going to lose their kind of, I don't want to say celebrity factor, but they're going to lose their kind of, oh, who's this? You know, their interest factor, because a lot of the time they'll be saying the same things as well, which is a bit dull. So, so Bonnie, get out there. This is a great time for you, and I don't want to make other people's hardship an opportunity, and I don't know how to frame it without saying it kind of is. But you've just gone through the hurricane in Florida. There must be a lot of people that are traumatized, a lot of people that have lost a lot of things. You could be doing like community meetups to help people process what they've been through, to help people talk about it, like a support group, a hurricane hero support group or something. And just get in there. And the people that are really struggling, you know, allow them to release that, and then you help reframe the experience for them into, you know, we don't want to disrespect people's trauma and disrespect people's loss by going, hey, I saw a post the other day, someone was posting about they were in the hurricane in one of the Caribbean islands, and someone posted, oh yeah, but it must have been really exciting, now it's over. No, she's actually lost people in turn. They have actually died. That's awful, how disrespectful. But you know, so someone who's had a great loss like that, you have to be very, very careful. But generally, hopefully it's only buildings in that situation. If it's life, then you need to be very, very sensitive to that. And just absolutely really be there for them. Create that safe container and let them process it. And often when we talk to our friends and family, we can talk forever. When we talk to a stranger and we feel truly listened to and heard by someone we don't even know, there's much more power to that. So that's a great opportunity for you, Bonnie, and act now, because that opportunity could go. I didn't say this to you straight after because I thought I don't want to, you know, jump on their trauma. But this is a really valuable opportunity for you, but also, like, take that out of the equation, a really valuable opportunity to serve, to give them what they need right now. And this links right round back to what we were talking to at the beginning. You know, I feel so full of passion right now because this is what it's all about, isn't it? Helping people. Yes, it's a great opportunity for you personally, Bonnie, because you might get a client out of it, or other people saying, oh, that was so amazing, Bonnie, I want you to run a group in my school or at my women's institute or women's union or at my church or whatever. And it could lead to amazing things. But it, you know, regardless of that, the help and the support you could give these people, that is just life transformational. And just, you know, we're in such privileged positions to be able to do that. So when you're feeling down on yourself, you're like, I haven't got the clients, just know you've got that gift and you can go out there and make change happen for people. Make people just, you know, just change, just transform. Help them to see, you know, look at what the positives have happened. Look at the community that's being created from awful things happening. It'd be great if they didn't happen, but they do. So how can we work to make the best out of it, make the best of a potentially very bad situation. So go for it, Bonnie. Make it happen. You could be running a workshop next week. You're going to the library tomorrow or later, I think. You might want to scrap your to-do list and just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like, my life depends on it. I'm going to make this happen. You can do this, Bonnie, and we're all behind you. And if you do it, I know a load of other people are going to go, wow, that was amazing. I'm going to do that too. So, and other people, if this is resonating with you, get on and do that as well. You can make something happen. So let's just go back to the comments. I haven't decided on the venue, but evening would be even better. I haven't decided on the venue, but it's going to be in London, and the dates are confirmed. I couldn't do the dates, or the hotel couldn't do, various reasons. We couldn't do the previous dates I've given you. These are set in stone. If I can't get the venue I want, I will find another one. 30th of November and the 1st of December. Okay. Nadine says, excuse me, my voice is going. Doesn't that happen when you get passionate about something? I got Summit Overload, yes, which is something we all got. But it is where I first heard of the lovely Amy Walker and you, Liz. Oh, thank you. Bonnie came from a summit. Amy originally, no, she was a friend, but the summit helped because that was part of her introduction to me. It's just wonderful to be able to serve people with summits, but if you can monetize them and get clients, and definitely when I first started off, all my clients were from summits, apart from a couple of referrals. So yeah, when I started off in this business, as it looks more or less now. So Bonnie also says, I'd say thank you, Nadine. And on that note, Summit Overload, like especially my clients, once you're with someone or once you find someone that you love to listen to, it's so hard to say, I don't need to listen to that. But honestly, you're going to cut your time in half. You're going to make life so much easier for yourself, because summits are great, but they're also a lot of noise and a lot of things coming at you. And especially if someone's trying to do something in half an hour, they're not going to be able to give you the full picture. So it's going to create overwhelm and